Okay, part 3. So I started off talking about sex and pornography, and I've moved on to how we treat conflict and it being a male-dominated environment. It's true, okay? And I would advocate, for example, in schools, and people would be horrified about this, and I don't care. I thoroughly advocate this. For boys, you have a situation whereby if two boys are going to fight, right, which they will, then you give them an opportunity to do so one-on-one in a situation where the fight is administered. That is, there is a referee of some kind, so that one boy doesn't absolutely obliterate the other boy. And if there comes a point where one boy is overcome, then the fight is stopped, and that's that. But he needs to be encouraged to give it his best shot, even if he loses, and that encourages backbone in society, strength among men, and afterwards the boys shake hands. This is the truth. This is how it should be. You might say it's idealistic. Other people will be horrified, but I think it's the truth. This is how it must be. What we've got is the situation now where boys are. You've got two sides. One is you've got bullies, right? And a bully will only ever stop if you smack him in the mouth. That's how it is. That's the truth of it. Okay? I've been bullied before, alright? And the only 2 times I was able to properly stop it is when I gave the other guy a bloody nose. That's it. So you have situations where boys are picked on sometimes by groups. It's even spilling into girls' environments now. Again, because there's feminist garbage. Now, girls deal with conflict in a different way usually. They're more spiteful and more hurtful in their social attacks on each other. Yeah, it can get physical, but boys, I'm talking from a boy's perspective. So we need to allow boys to fight. And you see the problem we got with knives now. Well, that's the outcome of trying to impede boys standing up for themselves. They get scared. And the fact that we don't have masculine dominated societies means that you've got gangs. We know this. If you take away the fathers from boys, you end up with gangs. We all know this to be true. Another reason why feminism needs to go into the trash can right now. Only men can stop this. When I see lads misbehaving, I'll shout at them in the street and put them right. And you know what happens? They appreciate it. Because no one does it for them. Nowadays you've got lads who are so afraid they're walking around carrying knives. And people are like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get stabbed in the street. Feminism ain't going to fix it for you. Only men can fix it. That's the truth. Feminism has to be completely and utterly abandoned. It's a joke and it's ruining society. So that's conflict. We also should have national service. Not wishy-washy, ooh, do the dishes, national service. No, I'm talking about for boys, for young men. We have to have national service. I would suggest 2 years minimum. Now, people in the past had mixed feelings about national service. There are some people who absolutely despised their time in doing national service and hated every single minute of it. But I would say we have to balance that against what is clearly happening in society. If you ask anyone with half a brain what we need, the first thing that comes to mind is national service. Now, I had my own 5 minutes in the British Army, right? Changed me. Much for the better. I loved it. I left it, but I loved my time doing it. I could have continued and been a proper soldier. If I'd have been forced to, I wouldn't have had a choice. I would have continued and finished my training. And had I finished the training at the time I was going to, I would have been sent straight to Iraq or Afghanistan. Now I have my own opinions about those conflicts, which were occupations, but the point is that going through such a thing makes a man of a boy. In every culture around the world, there's always a path into manhood that a boy has to go in before he will be considered a man in his tribe. And I think that we need that for our young men. Manhood at the moment, where is it? That's another reason why boys join gangs. It's a part of a rite of passage to be accepted by the clan's male hierarchy. But the problem is, there's no senior males involved. At least you wouldn't find many good role models in those environments. And I think anyone who's been in that environment, I've spoken to guys who have been involved in gangs before, they're not particularly happy about the whole affair. But in the army, you've got older, senior males around you who will put you in your place if need be, but who ultimately want the best from you. Where's that in our society otherwise? Where is it? It's nowhere. It's nowhere. It's not to be found, so we must create it. And for my part, I would like to create it. Even in a private capacity, I would sincerely like to take groups of lads out to an environment, outdoors, and teach them manhood. Oh, who are you to be the archetypal reference of manhood? Oh, you tell me. I'm the one noticing there's a problem. I'm not the only one though. We all know there's a problem, and we all know the solution. And it isn't being a flip-flop. It's being definitive. Now, the people who have tried to install feminism in our society don't want us to be strong as nations. They want us to be weak. However, they're not us. We are the people of our nations. We get to decide how and who we are. We just need to wake up to that fact. We've been hoodwinked. And we've been hoodwinked via the media. So, we have to turn off the mainstream media and start making decisions for ourselves in a way that we haven't done for quite some time. And quite quickly, we'll find leaders emerge who will do the right thing for our society. And we'll pretty much ignore all of the wallies who are put in place as our supposed leadership. And we'll start doing things for ourselves. And they will be the right things. And I dare say that those who are in a position of supposed leadership will realise that what's going on is correct and jump on board. Because it won't be out of line with what is right for the people of our countries. I mean, I'm speaking initially about England. I love my country, and I don't like what I see, and I know what the answer is, and I know that 90% of the other people out there know what the answer is, and there's a fringe 10% who are plastered using the media as some example of what really English people want, and it's not. It's a lie. We all know it. We all know it. So what we need to do is act on it. I mean, if someone's telling you to do the wrong thing, eventually you've got to say, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. We have the responsibility and the opportunity to fix our society and our societies. I would advocate other nations do the same thing. So I started these videos talking about pornography. All these things are linked. It's a societal idea. We are leaderless at the moment. We are leaderless. We've got no one who's actually in charge. All we've got is this, there's a big lie that's going on, alright? And people are just distracted from it by watching television. If we take control, through our own initiative, we can do great things, good things, and we can do what's right. But we have to share these messages. We have to share these ideas among ourselves. This isn't a threat to anyone except for people who would seek the destruction of our society. And look around you. That's what we're facing. I want to see things make sense instead of just big piles of lies everywhere. It's not good. We need to fix it. We can. As regards sex, I think that men who have structure in their lives and who are given good, decent conditioning, young men, boys, into how to become men, proper men, who are responsible for our society, are going to be much better placed to fix the ills of society and stand up for things that are wrong, or stand up against things that are wrong, than men who are just lost with regard to their masculinity and manhood as a result of this feminist garbage. Tell me I'm wrong. What's the alternative? The alternative is nothingness. The alternative is kids running around with knives. It's absurd, isn't it? What next? Kids running around with guns. We've lost control of our own society, English men, and we've got to get it back. And we can get it back. All we have to do is change what's inside. Start thinking a different way. Stop following and start leading. Start making decisions. Start doing the right thing. Standing up for things. That's manhood. That's backbone. I'll do my part. I know other people will do their part. And then we'll build a society that's worth something. I make these videos so that other people can see it. Other people can actually see that these ideas are there. Yeah, at the moment I've got like 0 views on my videos, but eventually I'll get views, and then hopefully my message will get out and people will start listening. Better men are going to be more attractive to women, and better men will be able to avoid the evil and poison which is pornography, and it'll put the scumbags who are making it out of business, because all they're doing is feeding off of a problem. I don't like that. We deserve better. We can produce better. Now, this isn't the final word in how to deal with interpersonal relationships between men and women. It's a big topic and it needs addressing. But in the meantime, I think that to get away from pornography, we have to improve masculinity and manhood and accept some form of relation between men and women, whereby women do get to choose good men that they want to have sex with. But then we also have the notion, the important concept of making babies and how to have families. Now, we had rules and regulations in the past which governed this, and we've just thrown them out the window, and I think that's a bit of a problem, frankly. However, we have to be rational, I think, about, like I said, masculine sexual desire. It's strong for a reason. It causes competition, and it's based upon testosterone. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but when a man ejaculates, his testosterone levels go through the floor, because his body says, oh, I don't need to compete anymore. I've had sex with a woman. Now I can chill out, bond with her, etc., etc. Well, pornography is doing that to men all the time, diminishing their testosterone levels, weakening them. It's not a good thing. Testosterone is not all about aggression. It's about certainty. It's about definition. It's about purpose. I'll make another video.